We're back. We're here. We're back. We're here. We're back. Limbus Company. Hold on. Oh, new content just dropped? No way. I had no idea. Oh. Yeah, I just got the 3-star extraction ticket from the battle pass. Let's see, can I set graphics windowed 1280 by 720? Perfect. Man, that's convenient. Okay, I'm gonna hang out a little, wait for Clever to arrive, but while we do that, Matt, what's your opinion? Should I pull on the banner or should I use my 3-star extraction ticket for this week? What's your opinion? Oh, Clever's already here. Let's put up, in quotes, poll in chat. I don't know. I think it would be funny to just pull one of these two for fun. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna pull it from this. Nope. Oh. Well, I already have you. Do I have an ego that I need to upgrade? No. Okay. Well, let's just jump right into it. Wait, I forgot. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna try to power through this. Homeward bound. Oh yeah, this is my charge team. Bam, bam, bam. Perfect. Oh, 7? 7, you say? Truly diabolical.
꽃이 져 우수수 하늘 가득 흩날릴 때
Okay. Dead Yuri lol. Oh, I didn't realize you could have 7 units until the end of the chapter, Lamau. Flowers build, petals fall, a drizzle of blossoms, sky blotting. Colors fade, fragrance dies, but who shall mourn their passing? If a bear shits in the woods, no one sees it. Did it really happen? Only to pace less crush the scattered blossoms I make. Thus, in this troubled world I breathe, who shut my eyes, is my soul reprieve. Oh, little about you. You must have walked and toiled tirelessly on your journey home. I wouldn't say I suffered much, grandmother. My days were always filled with new and interesting things to see. Honglu stole Yisang's job. What are they even talking about over there? They're sitting so far apart that I can hardly hear them. I mean, is this even a dining table? I can't even see who's sitting at the other end from here. Is there anything bothering you, dear guests? If this humble servant can help with any... Oi, there's something bothering me, alright. We're in the middle of a meal. Can you please stop? Nope, not at all. Nothing's bothering us at all. Everything's good. Now, Balhu, my boy. My boy. This peace is what all true warriors strive for. When will you introduce me to your friends? Oh boy, I never know how to act in front of others' parents. Where should I look? Is this an appropriate size of a polite smile? I hope I don't come off too smarmy. Gregor, you have a bug arm. I don't think you'll come off as smarmy. It's nothing to fuss over. Think of this as your own place and enjoy your time here. Woohoo! Thank you. But, this place is so huge that I can hardly relax. I'm worried I might get lost going out for a cup of water. Don't you worry. We have stray people shelters located all around the house for that. Our servants visit them once a month to collect anyone who's unfortunately gotten lost. If they're still alive, that is. Honglu, that has to be the funniest joke you've ever told. I wasn't joking. I'm glad you enjoyed it anyway. Thank you, Honglu. And don't call me Shirley. I must ask, Honglu, for I spy no other siblings of yours here. This is quite odd, for I had thought this to be a welcoming party for your return. Hey, it's my welcoming party, too. You assholes. Oh, poor Shichin. Besides, what makes you think we'd ever want to see their stupid faces just to get mad? It's been like 10 whole years since we even shared a meal together. Oh, and don't even think about trying to chat me up. Did you already forget what I said earlier? There's nothing between us anymore. We're enemies. I don't believe that. I think she believes that. Did we initiate the conversation though? Oh, I am simply so glad that my son, Bao Yu, has returned as a man who can now more than carry his own weight, and unharmed, too. Who's that, by the way? Points at Dante. So, dear Bao Yu, I don't mean to rush, but when are you planning to depart again? Nothing has been decided yet, Mother. I see. I'm simply concerned that were your stay here to be too prolonged, perhaps you might fade before your duties are completed. Do you not also agree, Venerable Jamu? Indeed. Dear Bao Yu, our peerless treasure, tarry not over long in this mundane world. Leave when the time is right and fulfill your worth. Okay, grandmother, mother. Throughout his entire familial discussion, Hong Lu's expression remained the same. And that tranquil, perpetual smile. Despite his return after years of wandering being met with the family's obvious push to make him leave as soon as possible, he stands unaffected, as though he were expecting this gaudy yet hollow welcome. With his attitude being so passive, I had no choice but to watch as a bystander. A few hours ago. The palanquin will be here soon. A palanquin? Whoa, so cool. That sure sounds like a fancy ride. Isn't that just super, Greg? Oh yeah, son, are we getting a palanquin or whatever it's called to give us a ride all the way to the mansion? The usual comedy pair's desperate efforts to lighten the mood are particularly appreciated today, as tragically ineffective as they seem to be. Yes, the LCV in Chashuchun will be holding... Oh! Oh, that's really funny. They're like, dear white people, we got you. I will be stubbornly attempting. I love how the comedy pair always get the most depressing IDs. It's because they are depressed. They just pretend not to be. Dear white people, it's called the Grand View Garden. Thanks. Yes, the LCV in Jiaxichin will be heading to Dagwanyan, where one of the most prominent families of H Corp reside. They sent a whole palanquin to pick us up. Huh. Does Honglu's family already know that he'll be just participating in the family hierarch war? No, it is unlikely that they are aware. After all, it can be assumed that the most likely reason that the company waited until the last minute to relay us this order was to minimize the chance of information leakage. Therefore, it would be correct to presume that the palanquin is here merely as a gesture of welcome for Honglu and Jia Shichun's return. Which means that only the invited, Honglu, Jia Shichun, and their factions can ride the palanquin to Daguan Yuan. I'm learning. I'm. Unfortunately, this means the LCCB, Virgilius, and Karan won't be able to join you on this journey. That it's too bad. It would have been nice if we could all go there together. Just as petty as I expected from the seniors of our family. Would it kill them to house a handful of more people in return for the more people in that humongous park of a house? It's not like they'd notice the difference. Oh my, how touching. Looks like Miss Jia Shichun thinks she'll miss us too. What a thing to say to my face after that shameless backstabbing. I mean, do any of you even comprehend what it means to participate in the family hierarch war? Do you even understand why we call it a war when the official name for it is an evaluation? You're risking your lives by getting involved in this. Once you get in there, you'll be stalked at every turn by people looking to kill you. What changed? Including me. Remember how Wei saved your life back at the fake Keijan? Now imagine the same scenario, except this time it could be Wei who's there to kill you. I must say ahead of time that this is a truly regrettable turn of events. I did not wish to have to fight any of you, but... Wei looked at us with an unfamiliar and cold, intense glare. Well, we feel much the same way, so... maybe I can be a little bit threatening for once. Looks like we're on the same page there. This means that I'm also fair game. You could stab me in the back again, literally, this time. No, never. I wouldn't even dream of Sinclair. Sinclair's tough guy act shatters the instant he has to be mean. What a guy. I can't believe he gets radicalized in another timeline. Shichun ignored Sinclair's anxious pleas and looked straight toward Honglu. This could be the last chance to change your mind, brother. I didn't invite you to join my faction with a light heart. Besides, it's a family hierarch war. This isn't something you can just flippantly decide that you want to participate. I know the life you've lived, Shichun. I also grew up hearing those countless tales about the family hierarch war, just as you did. So the weight we're feeling must be the same. Right, so this is where our tenuous alliance really ends. No! Surely that can't be true. They can't just let us abandon the goat like that. Well, not like I care. It did drag on a little too long for a temporary alliance forged out of convenience. We're just going back to how things used to be, that's all. And that's fine by me. I believe you believe that, but I don't think you believe that. I think that's enough chit-chat with you then. Okay, if that's what you want. Oh, Shichun. What? Please don't tell the family that I'll be participating, will you? I was told to keep this a secret for now. Huh. Tell me one reason why I should do you that favor now. Someone who supposedly doesn't care. Shichun appeared rather hurt as she took a moment to glare at Honglu, biting her lower lip. Then suddenly strode right up to him. Is this even your call, brother? Or are you just following their orders? Jia Shichun gestured toward the rest of us with her chin. I mean, whose orders are we even following? We don't know. My participation in the family hierarch war is already decided. You're still curious to know why, then. Shichun, do you believe that my choices carry any significant meaning? Oh, I see what's up. This crap again. See, you already know what participating in the war means, but you just have no idea why I'd ever ask you something like that, huh? Fine, looks like I don't even need to hear your reply. There's no point in trying with you anymore. At least I'll have fun watching how far you get with that shallow, meaningless attitude of yours. And also one of the most effective fighting forces in all of the city. Hey, wait. Dutch-Chun appeared pretty distressed after that exchange, so I was about to say something when Pilot, who had been fiddling with the radio behind Sod, began shouting urgently. Whoa, Manager Sod, a palanquin's been seen coming this way. I'd like it to chill a bit today. Yesterday was too tough. Let's head on over so we can at least relax on the way there. Nope, we're taking this one. You never think twice about giving things up to others anyway, do you, brother? Huh? What the heck do you mean? Come on, let's do this fair and square with, like, rock, paper, and scissors? Wow, sure. Why not decide the next hierarch with a game of rock, paper, and scissors, too? How's that? Oh, that was, she's being playful. Okay. Wave followed her wordlessly. Boy, and I thought we were finally making some friends some friends out here. You have... Look, over there. There's a group waiting for a palanquin. One of them must be the candidate for the client told us about. Everyone, there's a group of hostile-looking people coming our way. Shi Hua is unlikely to be the only one who's going after the other candidates. Executive manager, we best take care of them before the next palanquin arrives. Yeah, what can we do, right? Oh, wait, that's like a giant beast in the middle of the table. Oh my god, 7 people! This is crazy! It's not a full W Corp team. It's not a full R Corp team, it's just a charge team. Oh, that is true. I don't have a full W Corp team though. I should have a multi-crack Heathcliff soon. Oh, did we not use our defense skill? That blows. We don't have any charge. Alright, now we should have enough. Okay, so we've activated the passive. And now... we can charge leap. We can't mind whip. Yeah, we should just build up charge. Mind whip! Bahan, stop losing clashes. Oh, we flipped his tails on that one. Okay, so we can We can only hit Mind Whip once. No. He's flipping all tails. What a guy. What a goat. Okay. I could probably just click win rate on this fight. Rip dimension. Oh, I shouldn't have used that. Yeah, I'm gonna get multi-crack key clip after I finish applying fluid sac, because I got fluid sac right before the season ended. I love multi-crack Faust. He just says, what if I did 4 billion damage? Oh, the bag. I'm updating it. Okay. Okay, we can hit one Mind Whip and then we hit the concentration. I could definitely have just hit damage there. Palanquin Buster. I can't believe the middle is just gonna be like a Team Rocket style, like Mook enemy force throughout the rest of the game. No more signs of enemy reinforcements, Executive Manager. Whew, at least there's an end to them this time. The guys that attacked us when we first got here were endless. The middle is not going to be that Ricardo is. I suppose that's true. Well, that's because we walked right into a trap then. Shallow, but still. Well, anyways, Shichun appeared pretty hurt by that, didn't she? Honestly, though, I get why she feels so betrayed. Remember all those stories about Honglu's family we heard? Imagine you're one of their kids thinking you finally found, like, a potential ally in your family, only for him to pretty much backstab you in the back last minute. Yeah, right? It was really awkward for me, too, even though I wasn't exactly involved. Son chimed in nonchalantly as though it wasn't her who pulled the plug on our alliance at the last second. It wasn't her! Anyway, where's our escort? I can't imagine that H-Corp can't afford to send us guards with the Palanquin. This family loved each other enough to send escorts for their safety. I doubt they'd be holding a cutthroat ceremony like the family hierarch evaluations. It's a world where might makes right, where the strong prey on the weak. People won't bat an eye if one of the dozens of candidates is found dead in some ditch on the road. Oh, sorry, Honglu. Must have been running my mouth again without thinking about how that sounds. Someone usually stopped me before I got too far. Don't... the dead guy? He probably did that. Don't worry, you didn't say anything wrong. It took me a while to realize that other families weren't like this, but there is no reason to be upset by the way things are. Honglu is an enlightened centrist. Honglu says status quo FTW. Oh, right. Hold on. Let me level up everyone on my team. Okay, I may not have enough for everyone, because I haven't been doing my dailies these last few days. But soon. God, it feels so messed up to not have a fully max level team. It's like, God, what am I even doing? What's that ominous metallic noise? The tolling of bells, bells with the resonance unlike that of any other, normally marked by their clarity. This bell is muddled, as if it tolls for ill fortune on the horizon. Wow, that bell sure is a resounding reminder that I'm home again! Honglu, my beloved. It's the bell that tolls every once in a while. You can hear its resonance from anywhere in Hongyuan. It's restructuring day. Oh, they have to put in the original fucking characters because it's a pun. Huh? But the restructuring day already. She trails off, unable to finish her sentences. A brutal scene unfolds behind us. Whoa, are you guys seeing this? The buildings are all starting to shift. It really is, as Ismail said, this really is a building that moves. All tethered to a complicated network of rails were either rising from or sinking into the earth. Movement has been observed from every building in the vicinity. Everything is changing. The localized shifting of structures we had observed yesterday were not as sweeping as this. What you saw last night must have been a premonition of the restructuring day, nudging some buildings to their positions for a smoother overall redistribution of space. Now this is the real deal. Huh. That whole mess was just a premonition? It's a remnant of an old H-Corp that was here long before the current Hongyuan. The structure has been here for a while, so we can't quite know the nature of the purpose of its singularity, but at this moment, they shift based on current H-Corp's restructuring standards. The world's assembly shifts overnight, yet those who have toiled and toiled have naught to fear. It is not joyous to have a place to rest your feet tonight. Is it not joyous? To those who weren't availed of fortune, this is simply the reality to bear. Only choice is to retreat in silence, to accept your fate as one might. Await the coming month, ponder how one might save their skin. How many shall pleb it today, and how many shall remain? Hold on not to all things too tight, for you may lose sight of when to let go, and feign ignorance when you must take flight. The The consequence of reassembly for the evicted is an endless plummet. You saying cooking again? My God. What a terribly distressing sight to behold, unable to do aught to help. Is this another one of H-Corp's idiosyncrasies? I don't know. Didn't other nests also have their own measures of one's wealth? As T-Corp makes use of time as currency? Exactly. H-Corp's measure of wealth and currency is based on how much space a person owns, measured by a scale they call rooms. It est. The measure of one's space is the measure of one's wealth. Exactly. So once every month, the worth of each person's labor and the quantity of their income are measured to determine how much space they are assigned. Are they like, and here's all the ways it's expensive to be poor? No, this game is awesome. They can just kick me out of my home for no reason? What the? Just what kind of ridiculous rule is that? Well, it might appear that way to outsiders like us, but the calculations behind these redistributions are meticulously designed and have been here for a long time, so it seems to me that everyone just accepts them as natural part of their lives. Have you seen this happen in person too, Honglu? This restructuring day? I have. Sometimes I'd watch the cityscape from behind the railings of my room. It happens far, far away from me, but I could see it all very well. His expression remains tranquil and still as he calmly reminisces. It was like then, when he was merely watching the featureless scenery pass by him. Dagwan Yuan, my old home, was never too concerned about these restructuring days. We'd get more rooms some days, but we'd never ever shrink. So I've never been affected by these restructuring days. I only ever witnessed them as they happened beneath me, high up in my room. You're... fine. I doubt there was anything you could have done, but... You just sat on your hands and watched all this shite? Heathcliff trailed off, but I could see he was gritting his teeth. Another palanquin's coming. And there's your ride. I think we've chatted enough, so let's get you guys going. This is a palanquin? Yep, looks like they sent us a palanquin large enough to comfortably seat a big crowd of people. Young Master Jia Baoyu and his 12 honored guests, is that correct? It's 13 to be exact. But I thought Sod wasn't invited. Whoa, 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 hold your horses. I was told that young Master Baoyu's faction was just 12 people. Upon hearing that, Sod began aggressively striding over toward him, causing the palanquin bearer to shrink in fear. Whoa, slow down, lady. We are 12 people. What's wrong? I mean, don't tell me this thing looks like a normal contributing member of a clan to you. Sod suddenly grabbed my shoulders and presented me before the bearer like I was some product. I mean, that's a pretty unique head on this one's got there. Don't think I've seen anything like it around here in Hongyuan. But isn't that just a prosthetic? In the shape of a clock, I guess, but still. I mean, let me ask you something. Can you imagine why anyone in their right mind would stick a clock where their head's gonna go, even if they were hurting for cash? No way, ma'am, never. There are way more versatile biomodifications available here in Hongyuan than whatever that hack job is. Nobody in their right mind would. What the... Bro, past Dante must have been stupid as hell. Exactly, right? No idea what went down, but this fellow here sure seems to have fallen on hard times. Too bad we live in a world where such misfortune can befall an honest soul like them. It could revive the dead, though? But that's company secret. I guess that's true. Oh boy, looks like this one's got scammed. A nasty scam, too. Whatever backstreets they got that from must have been a real scoundrel who did it. And look, even the clock isn't on time. This poor person is barely conscious. Look, all they can do is make these weird ticking noises because they don't even have a mouth. Harry Potter puppet pals. Those are some pretty damn hurtful things to say, but I decided not to take them at face value. It was pretty obvious what she was trying to do. Somebody tell Sod I'm getting dizzy. Good grief, you weren't kidding. Who could have done something so awful? The real blessing that young Master Baoyu's got such a kind-hearted soul. He simply could not walk past the Time Feast Emporium selling this human being like they're some toy or a tool. So he picked them up to get their head replaced with something proper. Hongyuan's got more than enough resources for something like that, right? Oh, well, you're not wrong there. It's easy to swap out your whole body as long as you got the cash to burn. That sounds like NPC dialogue. What, a new head for me? Right? See what I mean? So that's why they told you that young Master Baoyu only has 12 people in his faction, including yours truly. Well, I see your point, but we can't just... Let all of us bored? Yes, our young master fully understands the moral conundrum you find yourself in, so we'd like to offer you this tiny token of appreciation. Sahad produced some bills from her pocket and smoothly slid them into the palanquin bearer's own. Oh man, oh lady, you really shouldn't do this. I really shouldn't. This man's getting fired. Oh, and another thing, I'm sure I don't need to tell you this, but if a word of this gets out, things might get pretty messy for both of us. And that doesn't have to happen, does it? Indubitably, man, I'm doing this purely out of the goodness of my heart. After all, what's a free ride for the downtrodden, eh? Seems to me like the bloke's doing this purely out of interest in the fairness of his wallet. Or the fatness of his wallet. Alright, stop gossiping over there and get on board. Wait, so are we leaving Pilot alone here? Pilot seemed to have noticed me staring in his direction. He stopped fidgeting with the radio and waved at us. Ah, don't you worry about me and have a safe trip over there. I've got some stuff to handle on the outside. The sign's more akin to an extravagant limousine than a palanquin. Oh, look, a bottle of champagne. Can I chug this? Of course not. Drinking while on a mission is... Okay. With a quick clap, Sod promptly put an end to the hubbub and the unexpectedly flashy appearance of the palanquin caused. Her demeanor had shifted entirely into that of a calm and collected strategist, a far cry from the person who was chatting up a storm with the bear just a minute ago. Time to get to work, everyone. Oh, are we... What's our job is just killing people. Who are we killing in this room? How many... Oh, I guess I wouldn't know how many levels are supposed to be in this chapter. Then you'll... Wait. Something's going on outside. Not too long after Sod paused on Otis's remark, a grating speaker whine rang out, followed by the worried voice of the bear on the other end. Well, we're under attack! I thought things were going to be a little too easy. It's no surprise that other candidates are trying to eliminate us just in case. Why am I not surprised? This is the first time I've ever seen a new, like, been current on a season of this. Okay, we can use that. And then we can use... That feels like a huge waste. Do we have a wrap? No. So we might as well... We might as well do this then. To get the passive active. Because we didn't have 5 charge yet, it was fine. We weren't going to have to do friendly fire. Okay, okay. Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, the problem I have with Rip Dimension is that it's just like it's not as big of a bomb as I would like it to be. Although the load is very helpful. Does this apply load? No, this yeah, it does. Whichever order that goes in, we're fine. And we can do this. And we can do this. Okay. Man, we're flipping tails on concentration a little bit too much, I'll say. Serious Skullbuster. Fuck you. Are they dead? They're... Oh, second phase. The Jonkler. Charge leap. Countercurrent. Flank surge. It's the anti-palanquin defense force. They hate cars. We should get trains up in this district. Oh wait, that was friendly fire. I think we hit with Mind Whip. Trains are evil. I mean, it's just one train though, surely. It's just the one type of train. Surely it's not all trains. Because that's the only type of train I've seen in this world. Is the warp train, and those are evil, I would say. I mean, to be fair, the warp train's W Corp Singularity isn't that bad, right? It's like, if I go on the train, like, I won't remember it. Like, it'll suck, but I won't remember it when I get out. But maybe that's not worth subjecting an alternate version of me to centuries of torment. A millennia of torment, even. Disruption 2. Oh wow, they're doing a chapter 4 here. Or a Kanto 4. We somehow won that clash. Oh, he keeps flipping tails on these. But these guys suck anyway, so it's not like we're having that much of a problem. It's just that I don't like them. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen much from this chapter, so I'm sort of quiet because I mean, I don't really have much to say about what I've seen from the story so far, because I haven't seen much. Mind whip. Perfect. Optimal coin flippage. We got a few tails, but it's fine.
이제 그 도통 알아들을 수 없는 말투만 붙이면 딱 좋겠어. 4번 수감자.
You know what? Fuck it. Why did we not use grip space?
이것까지 당신 탓을 할 순 없고. 설마 알고 먹게 하진 않았을 테니. 지금 시계를 돌리기엔 촉박할 테니.
Oh, because we didn't have enough charge.
해야 할 겁니다, 관리자. 쓸모없어진 후퇴시키는 것도 좋겠죠.
I can just damage. I can just click damage. Dante has confidence that the sinners will be able to do this one. I love concentration. It's so silly. Oh, this person might be dead. No. Staggered, yes. I don't know if that's the same person, but no damage. Bam. Man, I love how they're throwing. Here's two back-to-back battles against no-name enemies. I'm just thinking about Roland. What's his deal, man? Okay, here we get a hopefully this explains sort of what the deal is. Entering Dagwan Yuan now. Despite some troubles on the way, it seemed we managed to arrive at our destination mostly unhurt. Dagwan Yuan, Honglu's old home. Oof, we're running out of time. Faust, I'm sure you understood the most important part of my plan, right? It is unlikely to be a pleasant sight to behold. Remember, the plan hinges on your patience, everyone. You have to remain calm and wait. Even if they freak out and actively try to kill you. There is a chance that they might panic and immediately order for the sinners to be executed on the spot. However, it is unlikely that the person whose responsibility is to judge the next family hierarch of Hongluan will make such a hasty response. Exactly. Everything's going to be fine as long as the decider has the capacity for patience. The decider. Execution. What? Great. I'll follow up with subsequent contact once you've safely completed the first round of the evaluations. After that cryptic exchange with Faust, Sod leapt gracefully off the moving palanquin as Heathcliff murmured in his half-sleep. We watched her grow smaller and smaller as the distance between us grew, but what really caught our eyes were the scattered humans that the restructuring day had evicted from their homes. They were trying to drag their broken bodies off the road, sobbing and writhing. This is horrible. There isn't anything we can do to help, but such sense of futility and powerlessness will negatively impact the efficient performance of your professional obligations. Oh my god. This is actually the Merceau don't kill yourself, you have work tomorrow meme. So true. Repeated exposure to similar stimuli is recommended to desensitize oneself to this sensation. So Honglu, how do you feel about going back? Oh, Merceau has killed a lot of people. It wasn't just one guy. He's killed a lot of people. So Honglu, how do you feel about going back home after so long? Sinclair changed the subject. I don't know. Don't even need to ask him, lad. I know it can't be easy. As for me, blimey, I hesitated almost 1,000 times wondering if I should just turn around and leave. What if I knocked on those gates but she... Heathcliff came to a suffocating stop, his voice trembling slightly as he did so. The other sinners stared at him in confused silence. Who the hell is Catherine? What is it? Why'd you stop in the middle of a... Oh wow, look at those cool windows. I think we should swap them out with other images. Quickly tried to... A son a day keep the Merceau. I just like the idea that the head was like, let's hire this man. We'll just point a flashlight at him and he'll kill anyone we want. I remember what happened each time one of us returned to the part of the city that held our memories of happiness, anger, sorrow, and joy. And as we traveled, I remembered that they were all looking at sceneries only they could see. Roja, you awkwardly tried your best to crack jokes. He says sleeper agent. Wait, that would actually go hard though. That would actually go hard. He's like a sleeper agent and then someone shines a flashlight in his face and he's like, oh, sleeper agent code activated, and then he kills the nearest Arab. Sinclair, you tried your best to hold back the welling tears again and again. You sang you shut your eyes for a long time. Ishmael, you couldn't stop talking to yourself while glaring down at the lake's surface. And Heathcliff, I saw you scared and anxious, shaping your hair over and over again. You've really been watching us closely, huh? Did we? Spring leaves, petals scatter, and all shall turn around to find the doors to which they belong and return forevermore. I think everyone has a small mound of petals they gathered for themselves. What? No, it's like... He's not stupid. But I don't. Why would anyone collect something like that? Then you simply haven't discarded them yet. There was still a transparent smile on his face, but I think I saw a burying, sinking shadow behind it. Oh. The moment I felt that, a familiar light came into view, and I immediately understood what was going on. Merceau pulls out a gun and shoots everyone. It's the sun! Oh no! I just never thought he paid attention that much. No, he cares. He doesn't want to care. They watched the flower burial of mine and mock away. Who lays me to rest once I die? And spring passes, youth passes, as wrinkles sheared all away. Flowers pass, people pass, and ignorant they remain to where they hie. I think that's a spelling error. No. Oh, it means to go quickly, to hasten. Huh. You learn a new thing you learn a new word I learn a new word every time I play this game. Why do you always recite these strange, complicated poems, Daiyu? There are plenty of ways to remain young, aren't there? Because we needn't see the snow in our hair to know that spring will pass. Why are you cleaning up those fallen petals? Just float them away downstream. You'll get dirt on your hands. And be so wasteful? How will we hear the sound of falling rain once we sweep all the petals away? This is a remembrance of a rainy day, so I'm going to treasure it. Besides, these beautiful blossoms will get so dirty in the stream if we let them float away. So please, don't scatter all the petals from your embrace, big bro Bao Yu. Honglu. Is there anyone you miss here at Dagwan Yuan? No, there isn't. But how is that possible? Isn't your family there and a bunch of other people who are so important to you? Well, as long as I believe them to be doing well, there isn't any need for me to yearn to see them again. Oh, Honglu, Jesus Christ. Is Dante just a licensed therapist? Do you still treasure your petals? No. I scattered them all the day I departed my home. So my rainy days are now silent. You see, you saw that, didn't you, Dante? You saw my memory. I did. The little chuckle. He wasn't surprised or angry that I peered into his memories. Do you want to tell us about your parents? Or, yeah, you talked about your grandmother pretty often, right? What kind of people are they? Sinclair added carefully. Maybe he was trying to commiserate, tenuous as that connection might have been. We were headed to his home to meet his family anyway. They are both very wise in the ways of the world. Grandmother always treated me preciously. So did my mother and my father. We're almost there. I can see the garden. Oof. That's a big building. This is one massive garden. We still have some time before we get to the main buildings. I remember the days when deer and hares would frolic out here in the garden. Well, I can see myself taking a long walk around here. It'd take a whole day and then some to cover the entire ground. I usually lingered only around my own room. It's dangerous to stray too far, after all. It's dangerous? Why? There's the stranger danger, getting lost, getting targeted. Besides, it's very dark at night. Well, that ain't a very big deal, is it? Kids run around, scrape their faces on the branches, trip and eat shite on the pavement all the time. I'm sure you would have run freely around the garden, Heathcliff, but it's important to always be careful. When I was 5, someone had lathered a deadly poison on a random tree branch. Poison? Would you like to know how many levels there are for time's sake, or rather experience it yourself? That's a good question. I won't look at level number, so I would like to know for time's sake. But by some coincidence, he happened to be running around the same tree that had its branches lathered with poison. What hath transpired thereafter? I'm sure he got better. Why is there R34 of this game? There is. That's the rule. There are 19 levels. Okay, so that's not too bad. That's the rule, is that that's the rule. I don't know what to say. That's the rule, is that it will exist. I got better. Shiren told me he'll be just fine after 100 nights rest. Because Shiren was always so smart, I'm sure it happened exactly as she said. Okay, so we're already like a third of the way done. If it exists, there's porn of it. That's the rule. Dahua Ting. Entering Dahua Ting now. It wasn't long. Wait, why were you looking? I wasn't looking. It wasn't long before our arrival to a new place. By the way, welcome to the stream, Kazo682. I'm just getting in to play this. It wasn't long before our arrival to a new place within Dagwan Yuan was made known by the palanquin bearer's sonorous announcement. More buildings. What's Dahua Ting mean anyway? Grand Flower Hall. So I think you could call it a place for banquets? Huh. So you post banquets in this village-sized venue? Freaky. Wait, that's on YouTube? What the man, what the hell is happening? I don't know. You're referencing, I'm like, of course it exists. That's the rule. Jesus Christ, maybe I should do that instead of doing what I've been doing. Let's just say the Neoma.
저기 보이는 건 호수인가요?
No, I'm not doing that. Is that a lake over there? And then Ishmael pops up and she says, someone say lake? Look, my art skill is not powerful enough. It's not powerful enough. Nope, it's just a pond. Because it's not fed by rivers or streams. That's the definition. Oh, I think it's for like drawing tutorials. Pond? Damn. I don't have a Discord. I don't have a Discord. There's 0 people. There's like a few people who watch, and I have a Blue Sky. It's linked in my bio, but other than that, I don't really have any social media. Once we arrive, we'll find ourselves a welcoming party for Shichun and me. This is Honglu's Kanto, yes? Roja, you should be able to stuff yourself to your heart's content this time. It's been a while, hasn't it? The Hong hallucinations. I don't think I've been this excited in a long time. Whoa, is that a ship over there? You have a ship? Yep, we'd sometimes go out boating. Oh, and Shichun's building is right across that pond. You get a building of your own? Yes, we do. So when I first departed from Hongyuan, I found the concept of an entire family living under the same roof so fascinating. Thus, it would be quite the challenge for thy family to see one another. Dante. Too bad Virgilius isn't here. And that's exactly why we each get a building. Are we even talking about the same thing here? Alack for woe! We could have barely enjoyed our vacations at Young Hong Lu's residence all along? Is that a massive metal lance? Yeah. That's Don Quixote's weapon. How much of this game have you played? That wouldn't have worked. None. You just saw the R34 and were like, I gotta look this up on Twitch. I gotta find out what the deal is. That wouldn't have worked, Don Quixote. When I left home, grandmother and the others really impressed upon me that the footsteps shall eventually bring you home when the time is right. Thus witness and only witness as much of the world as you may before you make your return. I don't know what this conversation happening in my chat is about. I was wondering when that would be, but time really slipped through our fingers just like that. It brought me here. Most sinners did not welcome their turn. Some of them were even terrified of it. Get a PC? Sometimes they had to confront what they've been avoiding all their lives. And for some, important things that were once forgotten or lost were waiting for their return. But their reluctance is really not surprising at all. I don't think I'd welcome an opportunity to get my memories back with open arms if it was thrust upon me out of nowhere, especially if I was getting dragged there against my will. But despite the fact that it couldn't be more obvious that his turn had arrived, Hong Lu was as tranquil as he had always been. He's always been able to remain aloof no matter what happens. Maybe it won't be different this time either. Wait, who do you play as? Dante? Yeah, you play as Dante. But even so, can I judge that so hastily? Young Master Bao Yu of the Jia family has returned. Again, with the palanquin bearer's deep, full-throated pronouncement of our arrival, the door opened. Here we are. You must all be so tired. Come in, come in. Leaving behind the sinners who were still reeling from the astronomical level of opulence on display, Hong Lu bounced lightly off the palanquin and moseyed into the building. Quite the ideal situation. Oh. Never mind. Light-footed steps he take, unhindered by excitement nor trepidation. Right? Rich boy's got nothing to fear because he's used to his kind of poshness, that's all this is. Verily, this may be a subtle expression of that teensy part of him that longeth to see his family again. Since we all left the palanquin. I was about to say Devil May Cry. I find myself beset by overwhelming vastitudes and objects of great magnitude. Just how many servants do they have? Ah, grandmother will visit us once Shu hour arrives. Oh, I recognize this because I'm learning Japanese, and that's the character for time. Why are there so many Dantes and Virgils everywhere? It's because Dante Alighieri is one of the most influential writers of all time. And he had a self-insert character in his most famous work. That's why there's so many Dantes and Virgils everywhere. The banquet will start then, I think. Shu hour? The Shu hour refers to the time between 9 and is the 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. This is a unique 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. This is a unique time system used in certain regions of the East. In addition, it would be best to remember that Hong Lu's grandmother, Jia Mu, is the hierarch of Daguan Yuan. It would not be an incorrect assessment to see her as the ruler of Hong Yuan. Your relative is the head of a wing? I see. Yes, although she'll be handing that over to the next heir pretty soon. Why now? What does she seek to achieve by abdicating at this precise time? No one cares much about Purgatorio or Paradiso? Yeah, because hell is cool. It's awesome. Otis, as she probably saw an ulterior motive behind every move, inquired. We've been saying that her time would eventually come, that she's carried this responsibility for too long. I bet she'd be pretty shocked to hear that you'll be taking part in the family hierarch war. Where's greed? It's not here. It's gone. They removed it. They're actually, I'm pretty sure they're using an older formulation of the 7 deadly sins. So greed is actually not in here because it's lumped in with gluttony. There's never been a reason for me to bother participating, but there wasn't a reason for me to not either. Huh? Hey, there's Shichun and Wei over there. Looks like they both arrived safely. Zhao Shichun, who arrived before us, shot us the briefest glance before looking away with exaggerated disinterest. She believes that. Shichun just turned her back on us. Sinclair pulls out his knife. Why is there gloom instead of greed? Because it's not actually about the 7 deadly sins. Also, again, it's an older formulation. If you look at older formulations of the 7 deadly sins, there are lots of them that don't have greed. I think the only one that's like constant is pride. Well, lots of times they greed and gluttony get lumped together into one concept. Well, it didn't take long for things to become super awkward. Oh, we must capture this opportunity to seat ourselves adjacent to young Shichun. Too late. We are forever banned from ever getting anywhere near her. Yet wherefore? We are no longer Shichun's faction. Her hostility is to be expected. Things have changed. War has changed. Aren't you real? It is. Thought is like, I want to actually make friends now that I'm not depressed. Our friends. Us versus them. In-group versus out-group. I killed an Arab once. Deception and treachery are natural parts of war. An ally of today may as well become an enemy tomorrow. And that's a funny way to say I don't have any friends. What did you just... Ah. Hold on, we're just walking right up to them? Blimey, at least tell us their names. Ah, father's name is Shang of the Jia family, and in Dagwan Yaman, they call my mother Lady Wang. I greet you for the first time since my departure. Bao Yu of the Jia family has returned home. You're early. Dear Bao Yu, it's been too many years. I'm never gonna be able to memorize these names. Nah, I have a mind like a steel trap, and by that I mean I have memory problems. To see you again after so long, it is good to see your face. Oh, I don't know what I should even say. The father, Jia Xing's eyes dart nervously between us and Hong Liu. Meanwhile, his mother gingerly brings him in for a careful embrace as though she was in the presence of something so utterly deeply moving it was more than the pure joy of a reunion. Why do people ship Ishmael and Heathcliff? Because Kathy's ginger, and also they have a certain chemistry. I don't think it's romantic chemistry, but they have a certain chemistry. They both speak English. Clever, I've not heard that reason before. This Kanto is so good so far. I am having a good time. I'm just not sure. Does that mean I can ship Sinclair and Faust? I mean, you can. Nothing's stopping you from shipping any 2 characters or any 3 characters. Well, I mean, it just means you have a linked Amazon account is Amazon Prime. Dante X Virgilius. I don't think they have that much chemistry. I just like buying things. Truly, you are a consumerist slop kind of guy, Matt. Ishmael and Heathcliff also have dead girlfriends. That's true. That's the exact reason why I don't think I don't think that they're like, you know, in that way because they're both grieving. Right? They're still not over their previous relationship. But I think they are friends and they don't know it yet. People always go to the greatest extreme. They could just be friends. People aren't just allowed to be friends anymore. Jesus Christ. Thank you for so much of your hospitality. You've certainly spared no expenses. So, who are these people you've come here with? Send character profiles as they come up. As in like pictures or like text profiles. Pictures? I guess. Links should be allowed in chat, so well there aren't too many of them. Oh, I see. Well, there aren't too many of them. They are my friends I made out in the world. At least he's not introducing us as his lackeys like a certain someone I know. Oi, that's buried the light deep within. Honglu's mother slowly turns around to look at us. I mean, it's a weird thing to say, but somehow it almost felt like she was looking down at each of us one by one. What the fuck is pepperoni fried rice? You're telling me a pepperoni fried this rice? Rose. I'm so glad to meet you all. Bao Yu's always been such a stubborn child. I'm sure he was quite the handful to accompany you on your journeys. I hope you can still embrace him despite every... What did I do? What did I do? Why should I perish? I think you should perish. Twitch, this is not a death threat. I'm talking about the sections. Oh, wait, hold on. I thought links were allowed. Hold on, let me go into Nightbot. I mean, it depends on what you're linking. All right, it should be back. I'm not clicking that on stream, by the way. Matt, tell me what the mods. Wait, Matt, you're not a mod. Hold on. Mods, verify the contents of that video. All right, Matt, you should be a mod now. I don't know why that wasn't the case. Stubborn? Honglu? Want to guess who won? It was Dante. Dante cooks in the kitchen. Whatever it was she said, they don't seem all too happy to hear that. Dear Bao Yu. Why do you allow your friends to call you by that name? What of your noble, blessed name bestowed upon you by the Reverend Jean-Ren, our elders? What? What's going on with her? Hong Lu reached out and gently, yet indifferently, held his mother's violently trembling hands. Of course I would, mother, because the name is too noble indeed. Oh, yes, it is not a name that any rabble should so heedlessly speak. Of course, of course. Oh, do you also have an old name and a new name? Well, don't you remember? Back in P-Corp, Wei called Hong Lu Young Master Bao Yu. Also, remember how he announced himself before that duel on the day we arrived at H-Corp? He announced himself as Bao Yu of the Jia family. I thought it was a pseudonym back then, though, given the circumstances. Well, it ain't like us calling your real name gonna cheapen its nobility or whatever. Yeah, Hong Lu is a pseudonym, I was assuming. It's just a name, so you could say it as many times as you want, and it won't depreciate in whatever value it has. Oh, but some people actually do believe that it does, I suppose. It was wise of you to refrain from using that name. Right. To let your precious name be known among the plebeian populace is to encourage knives in the dark to strike. Even here, too. Half our cast has pseudonyms. Yeah, Otis is a pseudonym. Hong Lu is a pseudonym. Plebeian pop. I mean, they are the plebeians. It is your. Listen to your mother. Were your true name to be made known, any individual with a passing connection to H-Corp would have easily connected you to Hong Yuan. It is said that most names are repositories of their keeper's origins. In the eastern region of the city, when the parents name their children, they imbue them with a meaning. It carries their wish for their children's place and use in the world. I don't watch videos on stream. I will hold myself to that level. Unless it's my video, I don't watch stuff on stream because I'm not a reaction channel. And say what you want, but I have made that rule for myself. They imbue them with meaning. It carries their Thank you, Yiseng. You, what's your name mean? My name is a culmination of wishes, not only those of my parents, but those of many more. You did polls? Did you get it? Someone probably requested porn one time? Nope. I just don't do it. It's just a rule I made. 160. I don't know. I'm thinking that's a lot of polls, right? It means that I was born with a precious jade. How about you? Yeah, his eye. Awful. Hong Lu's better. Ryoshu winning, actually? Ryoshu is actually attached to Hong Lu and is like, oh man, that old name sucks. Is Queequeg based on Moby Dick? Yes. At least try to whisper. I'll call the rich boy however I want to. If I'm ever forced to call him Young Master Bao Yu or some servile shite like that, I'd rather take a punch or two from the guide. I could feel the horrified gaze of the servant staring at us. I don't mind, so please continue to call me Hong Lu if you want. Please seat yourselves, honored guests. The food will be served soon. Where's Sinclair Sinclair from? Almost said Sinclair come. That would have been a really bad Freudian slip. Yeah. Damien, yeah. Oi, what's all this? Do they actually expect us to eat all this? I don't think I've ever been intimidated by food before. Oh, Heartbeat! Thanks for coming. We're playing Limbus, the new chapter that just came out, I think yesterday. And I'm having a great time. And we're in the court, and we're being threatened with large amounts of food. Thank you for coming. I don't think I've ever been intimidated by food before. There was quite literally a mountain of dishes on the table. Harpy, I know some, at least a lot of your viewers are familiar with Project Moon. So I don't know how much I should explain, but it's the new chapter that just came out. I don't know why I'm waving at the screen. I just saw the waving emote and I waved back, but it's not visible. Yeah. There was quite literally a mountain of dishes on the table. I was starting to wonder if the purpose of these dishes was more to flaunt their wealth than to feed us a reasonable amount of food. That is genuinely what it is. You're not supposed to eat all that. What a feast! I can ask for refills, right? Yes. Anyway, what's up with those empty seats over there? Are we still killing time for some guests to arrive? I don't think so. They're probably seats for my older siblings somewhere in Dagwanyuan. They probably just didn't want to attend. This is a banquet to welcome me, after all. I'm sure they believe it's a waste of time to attend. Cockhead. Oh my god, it's like that guy from Miami, Hotline Miami with the chicken mask. Man, they better be on some real busy schedule to miss this. Damu, venerated be her presence, graces us. Okay. With the announcement, utter silence quickly devoured the busy hubbub of the banquet. Those who were sitting quickly rose to their feet and bowed, while those who were standing knelt down on all fours, their backs bent so low that their foreheads were nearly touching to the floor. Nah, they're disrespecting. They're disrespecting you. That's not touching the floor. Disrespect. Execute them all. And the woman walking out from between them, the crowd itself parting down the middle from her sheer presence. Oh, there's grandmother. Was Honglu's grandmother, the family hierarch of H Corp and its chief executive director. Jamu's presence was at once warm, gentle, yet immense and overwhelming, like a personification of an insurmountable mountain. We are graced by your presence, Venerable Jamu. We are graced by your presence, Venerable Jamu. What? Should we bow too? I don't think you could bow any lower with your face halfway in the bowl, so you should be fine, probably. She's surrounded by Heisho too, I think. Guys, everything's gonna be fine as long as we don't do anything stupid. Oh no, Dante, please don't say that. You know someone's gonna do it. You know someone's gonna say, oh, bet? As everyone was bowing before Jamu, awed and humbled, only Honglu looked straight at Jamu without bowing. Then he got up from his seat and walked toward her. It has been a while, grandmother. Please ascend, young master Baoyu. It seemed that a special permission was needed to even stand next to her, as Honglu was allowed to approach her only after the servant gave him the go-ahead. Little Baoyu, you must have walked and toiled tirelessly on your journey home. The Heisho's model? Yeah, they were kind of obscured. Yeah, go ahead, send the model. Ooh, chicken. Rooster. The rooster ones. I see. Okay. Yeah, and they got the little comb on their head. That's cool. The rooster ones, if they're the ones side by side with the family hierarch, they're probably really strong. Had you sought to master the art of learning, no master regardless of pursuit would have been out of our reach. You could have learned much in the halls of erudition from them. Yet the world taught from sheets of paper are simply that, words on paper. We wish that you, dear Baoyu, would learn more of the secular world, to not let flow betwixt your fingers the time that is given to you. I know this opportunity was more than what I deserved, grandmother. I appreciate your return all the same, that you have designed to return before me ere my abdication of the great responsibility. Barely it appeared that young Hong Liu shined upon Olympus Company as a grand charisma of short. Oh.
Gran Turismo? 그게 뭔데?
Can the two of you stop babbling with your mouths full? Young master of families most eminent are oft sent out to the world on a grand tour. Thus coined was this practice Gran Turismo. It is a most joyous video game. Oh, I played it many a times with mine siblings. If thou wilt, afore they are to commence their public activities. The purpose of this to learn the varied experiences that cannot be gained from books, to grow familiar with the world outside. I hear that you have met with Shi-chun in the world not long ago. I have. A bright child she is, well prepared to take on the challenges of the family hierarchy evaluations, I presume. Gran Turismo mentioned at Olympus Company before GTA 6. That is true. I agree. I'm sure Shi-chun will wisely overcome the trials. Indeed. Have you paid visit to the revered elders then? I will soon. Lady Wang, ascend here as well. With your mercy, Jamu, of course. Honglu's mother hurried up to where Jamu stood. It must cause your heart great distress to have your one and only son depart his home, to wander the world beyond the hedges. Of course not, Jamu. Oh, I am simply glad that my son Baoyu has returned as a man who can now more than carry his own weight, and unharmed too. Thus, dear Baoyu, I don't mean to rush, but when are you planning to depart again? Nothing has been decided yet, Mother. I see. I'm simply concerned that were your stay here to be too prolonged, perhaps you might fade before your duties are completed. Complete your duties and return soon, so that the agreement Jamu has so graciously made for us is fulfilled, hmm? Indeed. Lose not, forget not. All the VODs of Kanto 5 are on my YouTube channel if you want to watch those. You are our family's one and only jade. Dear Baoyu, our peerless treasure, tarry not over long in this mundane world. Leave when the time is right and fulfill your worth. Okay, grandmother, mother. Okay. That was a really long story node. Both the sinners were doomed to chew uncomfortably through this incredibly awkward meal, but Jamu and her retinue of Heisho left the banquet hall quite promptly after that exchange. It was as though they had no more reason to remain here. It is odd that they should inquire Honglu of his departure plans in the very welcoming of his return. Right? One moment it appears like they really care about him, then the appearance of that care for one's own child was also quite distinct and unusual compared to the typical display of emotional intimacy expressed in average household. My household was not average. That's why I killed my mother. Yes, this is where solemn lament came from. That's when an unfamiliar, chipper voice hopped jovially into our conversation. Why didn't you come see me first? I've been staying in the same building ever since you departed here, you know? Oh, okay. So it's Ruina first. Big sis. Shue Baochai. It's been so long. You've come all the way to my welcome banquet to fill a seat? I appreciate that. Had I known that you'd be coming today, Bao Yu, I would have summoned everyone I could from Chue family to see you. Big bro Pan's been really itching to know how you've been doing. Yeah, sure he was. Oh, yeah, I see it. Shushun had been sitting in complete silence for the entire banquet, muttered silently to herself. Who else have you greeted since you arrived today, Bao Yu? That abnormality does have immaculate drip. God, I'm sorry. I heard the word immaculate while we're in, like, a fucking Chinese banquet hall, and I was like, the Scarlet Empire? Really? So I'm your first then? She made a cheerful remark before leaning up close to his eye. Your jade is always so glimmering and pristine, Bao Yu. Look, I made myself a necklace in the same color as your eye and wore it every single day to constantly remind myself of you. Well, do you see it? Honestly, this is weird behavior. Oh, you have. Thank you for remembering me. So you gonna introduce us, or hey, why couldn't we just let that nice reunion play out, man? Rogia stepped forward, unable to stand the curiosity. Oh, she's... Hi, I'm Bao Chai of the Xue family. I have a very profound relationship with dear Bao Yu here. Very profound relationship? He is my betrothed, and I to him. I'd say that's pretty profound, I don't trust her for a second? She's a character. She's a Project Moon character. I don't trust any of these people for a second. Rodion and Heathcliff. Heathcliff, not involved in this conversation, hears this and he's like, hold on, I gotta get in here. It's nothing to be surprised about. These profound relationships can be established effortlessly in the simple exchange of agreements between our elders. Hey, you could at least give us a hint. I think in the source book, Honglu canonically has so much game. I assume so. I assume Honglu has game. But I won't be married until I leave Limbus Company, though. I just thought it wasn't relevant enough to share. So, sorry about overhearing earlier, but you guys are Bao Yu's friends, right? Honglu not trying at all? When has Honglu ever tried? I've been so curious to hear what kind of life Bao Yu lived out there. Care to share some tales of your journey with me? Do you care to share with me useful information I could use in the family hierarchy evaluation? That's gonna be his big meltdown. He's like, no, I do care, fuck! Don't have stories for kids. Shu! Holy fuck, I love you, Ryoshu. I am so excited. I know we're in the middle of Honglu's chapter, but like, I so want to know what Ryoshu's deal is. I so want to know. But I love stories about bloodshed. One of Big Sister's Bao Chai's pastimes was curating creepy stories of urban legends. Then maybe I'll share some.
조금만 들려주도록 할까? 다른 분들은요?
What about everyone else? I love adventure stories. Be careful what you wish for. I mean, level 12. I beseech thee to find a seat, for I shall now regale thee with a tale in which an adventure of the most wondrous valor unfolds. Brace thyself for this particularly olden and terrifying tale features a big scary bear lurking in a cavern. I love Ryoshu. She's like, I'm actually responsible around children, and then the child is like, I love gore, and she's like, bet. I love Ryoshu so much. If you're finished with your meals, why don't we all get back to our residences? You're so angry again, Shijin. Last I heard, you lost much of your followers in a large battle. Didn't you? I'm so sorry. I used more than 3 handkerchiefs while giving my tears away upon hearing that news. Is that core of my comfort character? What do you mean? This line is obviously supposed to be disconcerting. Yeah. Is that gore of my favorite character? Yeah. Gore of my comfort character is not acceptable unless that character is Ryoshu. Gore of Limbus character is how they sell it? Yeah, that's true. That's how they sell money. So the Shue family heard it too, huh? You're not wrong, but that's irrelevant to what I've brought to the family hierarch war. Covers character in blood of their enemies while they're crushing their skulls to death. Is this game's version of fan service? Always a big fan of your confidence, Shichun. It's a good look, you know. Wait, did she actually find the River of Immortality? Oh, that reminds me. You better watch your back, Big Sis Bao-chai. Looks like Big Brother Bao Yu's learned how to sink a knife into your back with that same carefree smile. What's she mean by knifing people in the back? Haha, I just had a small falling out with Shichun, that's all. Aha, Shichun must have been trying to get you on her side, huh? Yeah, no wonder she wanted you on her team. Bao Yu's always excelled at whatever he does without stressing out or losing that happy smile. I haven't. It just kind of worked out that way. I generally don't read upties. Also, I haven't gotten the unit yet. Oh, okay. I generally don't read upties unless I'm planning on using the unit. Unironically, I think Gregor's was even more depressing. I mean, it's Project Moon, right? That's sort of par for the course. I guess he can be a bit irritating like that, huh? Some people, though rare, are indeed like that. Oh, that reminds me, did you by any chance run into Big Brother Chiyu? I haven't, but they have. That's good. He placed her hand over her chest as though she'd survived an incredibly dangerous accident before eyeing us anxiously. So, what happened? I do know that he was trying to ally with Shi Yuhua. I mean, it didn't seem like anyone else was viewing that as an alliance other than Shi Yuhua himself, but it must have been a pretty open secret among the candidates that Chiyu was trying to ally with Shi Yuhua. Man, this is... Go, white boy, go, 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 white boy, go. Read these Chinese names. They cut Big Brother Yihua's head off when he was with us. Oh my, horizontally or vertically? H. So this is his 3rd time, huh? Yihua is really incorrigible. He never knows when to zip it and sit down. Well, Big Brother Shiyu, I had a feeling he'd be here when the family hierarch war begins. Everyone in Dagwon Yuan's heard that creepy song from the back streets, you know. Great split horizontal. Gosh, things get so awkward and hostile here at Dagwon Yuan every time there's any mention of him. Well, I guess it's fortunate that he won't be coming after me once the competition begins. And why is that? Because I'm simply too charming and adorable to kill outright, of course. Besides, whatever Big Brother Shiyu's goals are, they probably have nothing to do with the Shui family. I can see that. Bao Chai took a step toward Hong Lu and leaned in close to his face. Do you smell my fragrance still, Bao Yu? You have never reeked, big sister Bao Chai. Bao Yu, I've always been and will always be residing at Hang Yu Yuan. Promise to pay me a visit before you leave. With that, she gracefully walked out of the room. Holy fuck. Well, how about we start heading back? Why did Heathcliff show up? He's like, I'm going to assault you, Honglu. This place can get pretty dark around high hour. Why'd you leave? Huh, it's nothing. She's just a big sis I used to play with when I was a child. One of the very few in Dagwon Yuan who was nice to me. So where should we head to next? Good question. Just going by the scale of everything in here, it should be safe to expect something real ritzy, right? You're my guest, so you should be able to stay at my building within Dagwon Yuan. Hong Lu's indifference is driving Heathcliff nuts. Yes, I love you, Heathcliff. Please never change. It's within walking distance from here. We should be there in no time, even on foot. Comrade Heathcliff. Okay, those were some long-ass story nodes. So, those are like the long-ass story nodes we get at the beginning. And so now... Oh, I haven't looked at the background. This is a really nice-looking background. Oh, what the hell? Why can I scroll all the way down here? That's a little bit worrying. I guess you can scroll pretty far. Hong Yuan.
여기는 순록 선멸지역 진입했어요. 자, 여기랍니다.
Ta-da! Here we are. That was a pretty long walk. Still technically within walking distance, but this place is called Yuan. Fuck. Joyous Red Court. Okay. This room was made from the most aromatic flower tree within H Corp. Try taking a deep breath and you can smell the lovely fragrance of flower aroma pervading, spreading from the very tip of your nose. It's unique to this building. Very much so. It is an unseen and invisible thing, yet it retains much of its pleasant redolence. This place is huge too. You've been living here all alone all along? Which one would I want? Dragon. Yes, I was told to stay in a larger room, but I preferred this place more. It has been long, young master. Shiren reporting. Oh hey, is she... Have you been well, Shiren? Yes, I am as I always have been. Shiren watched us emotionlessly as our rowdy crowd poured into the yard. Her expression did not change even when she saw Hong Lu, who presumably hadn't been home in quite some time. Are they young master's guests? I will guide them to their room. Please follow me. Now that we're here, I've got to pay a visit somewhere. I'll be back soon, though. Is Hong Lu just actually the fucking Buddha? It's, Dream of the Red, whatever. Dream of the Red Chamber and fucking Buddhism? Is that the... Is that the... Oh, she got a plant hand. I see. I didn't notice that. beat too? Huh. Interesting. It's okay. Just on my way to say hello and pay respects to the elders, so it'll be better if I go there alone. This way. Well, I guess I could say this about every operation, but the weight of our mission doesn't really sink in until we're actually there. You're talking about the family hierarchy war, right? Yeah. The other candidates have been preparing for this for years. Well, we have what? An overnight? I don't know. I'm a procrastinate until the last minute kind of gal, so I'm pretty sure we got a handle on this. Rudion, you are wrong. This is not the first instance in which we are demanded to work through a task in unfavorable, inequitable situation. Wait, Wild Hunt Heathcliff as a horse hay show? Oh, Dullahan! Fuck these people up. What does it matter? Our goal isn't to claim the throne of the family hierarch anyway. Well, it isn't. It's such a relief that our goal isn't to come first place in the family hierarch war. Dost thou mean us to say that we needn't be the first? Yeah, obviously. Why would we want a sinner to become head of H Corp? Would it not provide much more reliable means of control to plant an individual of this company at the highest seat of a wing, instead of letting an unaffiliated individual assume it? There's a lot more going on behind the scenes, guys. Besides, LCB still has much left to do as the LCB. Then would I be right to assume that this isn't a winner-take-all kind of situation here? Do other candidates get something for participating too? Anyone who places within the top 10 will gain the right to take one item of their choice from the family treasury. Of course, the one who places the highest goes first. But we're going to have to come in at least second place in order to ensure that we obtain the item we're looking for. Now that's weirdly insulting. Sod it. Why don't we just shoot for the top anyway? Oh, that would explain how he survived so long. That is true. Your confidence seemed to have gone through the roof since our last operation together. Well, we did go through a lot of crazy stuff. Anyways, care to guess what's deep inside Hong Yuan's gargantuan treasury? A golden bow. Okay. Golden bow. Yep. Right on. Buried in the middle of all kinds of other treasures along with any knowledge of its true value. So, Faust, what did Manager Saad share with you as our strategy for the first round? I very much wish to know that as well, for the suggestion of mutual understanding seems to exist exclusively betwixt Faust and Sauda. The first round of the family hierarch evaluation tests what the descendants have prepared and brought for the elders of Hong Yuan. What the descendants have prepared, huh? So this must be what Josh Shichun's been referring to this whole time. Yes, to be free of aging and death, immortality. Each candidate is to present an answer before the judge to demonstrate their idea of true immortality. Oh, but we can just kill Hong Lu and bring him back. Right, so what's the answer to true immortality then? Not even Faust can answer that. Faust is... Then what are we even doing here? But we may be able to demonstrate a facsimile of immortality, or at least pretend as though we are close to the answer. Given that they are the ones who are seeking that very answer, they will not disqualify us, Hong Lu to be exact, from the competition. See, they will cling on to whatever clue they can get their hands on, so we'll be using that desperation. Precisely. That important-looking old bat Jamu favors him, don't she? Maybe she'll give him bonus points or something. So that's what we'll be using Hong Lu for. That is... Yes, you're right. It is my turn to be used. When do you get back? Hong Lu nonchalantly chimed into the conversation, having slipped in between us unnoticed. Hey, you're back pretty soon, huh? Unfortunately, what Otis just said could sound quite crass depending on how you cut it. But I don't think Hong Lu gives a shit. Hong Lu, you don't have to... Don't mind what she just said. But why would I mind it? I used to be a ticket to participating in the Hierarch War, the only option for obtaining the Golden Bow in H Corp. She didn't say anything wrong. your use. Well, if you'll be using me, hopefully this will lead to an outcome we can all be happy with. Verily, such outcome would be best, yet young Shichun hath already exhaled with great gusto out of her nostrils before turning away from our party when our eyes meet. Well, Shichun, Hong Lu's eyes twinkled briefly as though he was shifting into a dream. I didn't think it was possible for me to be friends with Shichun again. We're back to not being in speaking terms again, but it was as though I'd gone back in time, back to when we were both children. But we can't go back to the past. He's not wrong. What did you say? Are you drunk on something? Did you really just say that to me? Oh, what a stupid thing to ask of me. You've never been drunk in your life. Your mind's always been so damn clear. None of this matters to you, does it? Even when I get angry at you or when I shout at you like this, none of it gets to you, does it? Just what happens to you that day? How can someone become so... Shichun, forget it. I don't care. Do whatever you want to do. It's my fault for expecting you to have at least one normal sibling in this messed up family. Shichun is like a normal person. And Hong Lu was wearing a quiet smile even before her hushed anger. But don't you want to be friends with her again? At the end of all things, these connections between people, they're just moments, ephemeral things. I am the Buddha. Pain is transient. Fuck all of you. I win. So what I want doesn't matter. Sinner's so aloof, so detached that it feels as though he's always floating through the clouds. I once thought that was just the kind of guy he was, someone who just happened to be above everything that's happening around us, instead of just another messed up person with messed up problems of their own. But slowly and gradually I had begun to realize that there was something off about him under the surface. Hong Lu, about participating in the family hierarch war. Do you really not feel anything about it? Have you completely excluded yourself from it? I don't, and I have. It's just the way things work out, right? Executive Manager, it is true that his value judgment will have no tangible influence on this company's direction. Faust is in agreement. Sinners do not have the right to refuse their missions. That may be true, yet I find it unnecessary to turn away and neglect the suffering conditions of their hearts, stemming from the obligation to their missions. Conditions of our hearts, but perhaps unnecessarily peering into them is how we beget suffering. What manner of... Oh, Yi sang... I love all of the sinners. I'm not gonna do the bit of if anything happened to them because they die every day. But, you know, back then when I lived here in Dagwan Yuan, so many choices passed before my eyes. Should I kill that child who is from a different family? Should I even survive? Should I walk past that dying boy, or should I stop to help him? When they were first presented to me, I tried to make a choice. But it didn't take that long for me to realize that my choices meant nothing. So I decided not to choose at all. And that's me, as I am now. There were many... Limbus Company. There were so many wonderful things about joining Limbus Company, but I think my favorite part of the experience was that I was never given a choice. That's definitely kind of weird. Thank you, Ishmael, normal person. Life is meaningless. I would expect Verso to come out here with that because he's French. Life is suffering. Existence. To exist is to be tormented. And then they'd eat a baguette. I'm sorry, French. I'm not sorry, French people. And to the French Canadians, I have different things to say about you. That's exactly Merceau. Yeah, but he doesn't say that. He is that. Why else did he shoot that man? Life is suffering. You should shoot a random Arab man. Oh, it looks like things have gotten weirdly quiet around here. That was enough discussion of private matters. There's much ground for us to cover. Let us begin by discussing our plan for the first round. Next, there's still some time we have until we have to leave. I'm still getting over the fact that this is like a fucking city in itself. That's a giant complex on top of this fucking box. What may be the purpose of these scarecrows? Veiled in nocturnal shadows they were at yesternight. Oh wow, they're still here. There are training courts next to every building where children of this place live. Here, every child of walking, running age all get to play with these dummies. Play, puff. Early education is important. Yet how doth one play with these dummies? It appears that this dummy is adorned with a most dashing piece of fashion on for its head. Ah, that's the first dummy I received when I was 7. Back then I thought even dummies could feel pain when struck. Such was the blissful rumination of all those who were once children. So is it like tradition for kids born here to be formally learn how to fight? Oh, not exactly. Whoa, so this is what grandmother gifted you, big bro? Yeah, I don't know how it works though. It must be a doll or an effigy for dress up. Oh, perhaps you could adorn it with some trinkets. Maybe it's got like a guardian spirit that protects your house, big bro, by you. Oh boy. Here, let me don't you how it's done. Why'd you punch grandma's gift? Don't you think you're hurting it? Hurt it? Really now, this wooden thing? It's more that they have to grow up this way if they want to survive. This WTD isn't so bad. Way to die? Wooden training dummy. This wooden training dummy appears to have been designed and crafted with some precise engineering craftsmanship. We still have some time until departure, so why don't we try using them for a warm-up exercise? Oh, this is the thing in the trailer. I don't want to get all sweaty, though. Well, it's not like these things will pose us any danger. I think we can try them out once to see how we're doing today. Attention! We have orders from the executive manager. From this moment forth, we will put our all into laying utter ruin to these training dummies. I didn't even give an order. Oh well, it won't hurt to get our blood pumping now. All forces, charge! No, these training dummies are gonna kick our asses. They're gonna have all counters, I assume. I'm sorry? They can move. They're not counters. Yeah, but I'm assuming if we didn't, like, theoretically, if I listed no skills, right, they shouldn't be able to attack, but they can. I was assuming they'd have all clashable counters. Yeah, I forgot. This is the rich people. Oh, he put tails.
그 뭐냐 거의 칼로 물베기 아니냐? 아니 베어지지 않는 정도는 아니긴 한데 그럼 뭐 두드리다 보면 깨지겠지.
Oh wait, Han got 6 offense level down. That's messed up. Do I have another envy skill I can slot in? Sure, we can do this one. Rip Dimension, dude.
공간을 뭉갠다.
조용히.
먹기 좋게 차려졌지 않나.
These are quite tanky.
72조 사망 디행 사야.
Oh, hi, Ricardo.
강화 시술로 중지를 위협했으니 죽을 때까지 참아줘야 할 거다.
Yeah, I don't know what to charge to get this going.
전투에 임하겠습니다.
Oh yeah, over the week, since last week, I had a mirror dungeon run where I accidentally gave the opponent a whole bunch of clash power, which was really fun because the last battle on the last floor was actually really hard, and Matt was there to help me, and it was a Dulcinea, and floor 5, I should say. Floor 5 hard.
대가리 딱 떼도.
Yeah, no, she had 1 billion HP. I staggered her like 4 to 5 times on the winning fight. Yeah, me and Matt were sitting there. I had my Arcorp Heathcliff with ammo by the end of the fight because he just dodged literally every turn. Like every round, I just had him dodge. He's the Dodgers. Just like hit baseball team, the Dodgers.
밖에서 막고 있는 꼴을 보니 그다지 유쾌하진 않군. 관리자, 수감자를 무방비하게 만들지 마십시오.
Okay, so I have to put in a defense skill here so I don't accidentally use Mind Whip. You know what? Fuck it. Hong Lu wins. He gets to freak out. It's his chapter.
충전 기능 점검. 단순히 점검.
No, I'm not getting my shit rocked. I'm just not paying attention to the battle at all.
내 죄는 내가 알아서 처리한다.
See, there we go. We are gonna lose a bunch of HP from clicking charge counter current, but it's gonna do a lot of damage.
조용히.
Now that's a lot of damage.
전에 위대한 일격을 기록하는 중이라네. 이따가 버스에서 회고해야 된다니까.
소란이
Mind
터졌군요. 소란이 줄었네요.
원더풀한 선택이었어 나리. 저들의 약점.
Yeah, I love how I just can. I actually never click win rate ever. Playing with so many friendly fire IDs has made me just completely unable to click win rate. Oh, it's just more. Oh, but they're tankier ones.
보다 한 주먹거리도 안 되는 놈들이니까.
공격 범위 확인.
Okay, 1 kill.
반쯤 죽여버려.
Perfect. And we get a bunch of charge. Perfect. And we should have telepole next turn. Concentration. And staggered. Perfect. Man, if only W Dawn wasn't one of the slowest members of my team. Yeah, I might honestly finish up because I forgot that I have stuff. So I might like finish level 12 because I'm assuming that's like a good stopping point. And then I'll like finish up on Tuesday. Since I have an extra day, I can stay caught up. Yeah, so I can spend a little bit before I play Ruina to finish what I haven't finished this week. I'm gonna freak out. I hope you're right.
이런 건 몽둥이가 약이지. 두드려 패.
You saw it. Oh, people will take them to fight the rats to hear their music. Oh, that was fun. Or that would be fun. Wow, really bad Skullbuster. That was a quite unserious Skullbuster. And Faust gets the shit kicked out of her for a little bit, but she tanks it really well.
이 정도로 쓰러지는 녀석은 없겠지. 중지를 공격한다는 게 어떤 뜻인지 보여줘야 하지 않겠냐?
Fuck it, let's just telepole again.
내 앞을 막을 자는 없어.
Yippee! Okay, and this should do a bunch of damage.
전부 찢어버리겠네.
Because we have a resonance. Not that much, but, you know. Oh well.
기회를 잡았네. 희청이는 저자를 꺾어 넘긴다면 전대 사기가 떨어질
Okay, I'm just gonna throw damage because they...
예사롭지가 않은데?
Oh, alright, we got a serious Skullbuster. Okay, and we're good. So, I think next we're on level 10. Oh, how refreshing. Oh, I guess morning workouts do really wake you up. We've gotten so used to getting in tussle before we get to the real meat of the missions that mornings feel incomplete without some nice action. Nevertheless, this was a meaningful warm-up activity. Oh, fuck. So I've been meaning to ask Honglu, why did you never consider participating in the family hierarch war before? It seems to me all of your other siblings have been waiting and training all their lives for this event. With only the Heisho units. That's funny. It's simple, because I never once thought I wanted to be the family hierarch. Is it not truly most fortunate? Had you not been born with the jade, my son, you would have had to toil all your life preparing for the family hierarch war like your other siblings do. You needn't waste your strength on those things. To win the favor of the elders in Jammu, venerated be their blessings. Simply witness as much as the world as it has to offer. Jade of our family, my precious son, Bao Yu. More memories. What's wrong, he's saying? You seem kind of distraught. It is to do with the plan Miss Faust had explained to us last night. I found the plan rather detestable. Me too. But Hong Lu said he's okay with it, so... Can we even call it a plan if we're being honest here? It matches the definition of a plan, given that it illustrates certain instructions to be followed for the purpose of achieving a defined goal. And please remember that there are no second chances in the family hierarch war. Curious. Oh, I'm in the wrong scene. There we go.
위험했네요. 임무를 완수하고도 미쳐서 처분당하는 줄 알았다니까요.
Ooh.
그런님 왜 12?
Young Master Bao Yu and his 12 companions arriving at Tubitang. We entered the hall where the first round was to be held. As always, the servant by the gate announced our arrival. The resounding holler we'd grown to expect. God, the environments in this fucking chapter are crazy so already. Oh, this is so crazy. An arena or stadium, I see. We have many eyes on us, executive manager. I looked to see that the audience seats, which were brimming with people, were divided into stair-like terraces, and on the platform at the opposite end of the hall, 3 shadows of chairs and could be cast on the obscuring curtain fabric. As for us, we followed the attendant's guidance and stood next to the other participants in the circular area at the center. So are the evaluations happening past those curtains? Dayu? See someone you recognize? No, it's nothing, Dante. Even if we were to meet again, we don't really have anything to talk about anyway. Maybe we'll have another chance later, if fate wills it. Oh hey, I think it's finally getting started. The curtain slid open, and the old woman we saw from yesterday's banquet walked out onto the platform. Many scores ago, I ascended to the seat of Jammu with the stroke of fortune. Yet a lifetime has passed since I assumed this great responsibility. Such as it is, they seek to abdicate and walk the path of mountains and streams as a river does. With the seat voided, the responsibility seeks the one with the qualities of the family hierarch to fill it. Thus here at Da Guan Yuan, a collective upheld by pillars of 4 great houses of Jia, Xue, Wang, and Xi, we once again ask you the perennial question. Have you brought us aught to prove that the answer indeed exists? Who's the woman next to her? Ah, she's my oldest sister, Big Sis Yuan Chun. She married a very important person in Q Corp and spends most of her time there. Looks like she's visiting for the event. Though I have resided long in a foreign nest, I now return fleetingly to share the love with my flesh and blood, to fulfill my duties as observed by the order of filial piety. Another chapter involving filial piety. No way. I return that the truth shall be observed to the best of my abilities. Some of you may have walked a laid path gentle to your feet, yet some of you may have struggled through an unlaid brutal path of cragged mountains 1,000-fold to find your answers. Yet, regardless of the severity of your suffering, all of you equally have but one opportunity for the first round. Even still, you are all once prospective heirs to the great house. Even your failures shall bring power and prosperity to Daguan Yuan. Now, come forth in the order you are summoned and demonstrate the invaluable answers of the questions of 3 freedoms, 1 from aging, 1 from death, and 1 from brevity of life. If the nature of your answer is indemonstrable, present ironclad proof. Lose not and discard not, yet fresh youth be unending and eternal. After their respective speeches, Jia Yuanchun and Jia Mu disappeared behind the curtains atop the platform. First candidate. Seemed that Hong Lu's father assumed the role of the host for the first round. Ren of the Wang family. Wang Ren. Oh, he's a fucking nerd. Or her? I don't fucking know. Walked up to the platform. Behind him was his faction, who were dragging someone by a rope toward the platform. Hurry up, foolish thing. What? Who are they dragging up to the stage? Whoever it is, they clearly don't want to be here. Be free from aging and death, huh? Suppose every wing dreams of escaping and rising beyond the body they were born with. H-Corp's pursuit of immortality probably isn't special in that regard. He hath brought a blood bag. That's when we were finally able to recognize who the candidate dragged up to the stage. The eyes unfocused and red, mouth slick with drool dribbling down with a mouth guard, meaningless snarling. That is a mindless blood bag. How does a blood fiend become an answer to immortality? In layman's eyes, blood fiends may appear to have truly attained freedom from aging. However, as we all are now all aware, blood fiends can grow old and weak after a prolonged period of blood deprivation. Thus, it is unlikely to provide the answer they seek. For some struggle, the blood bag was dragged kicking and growling past the curtains atop the platform. So that creature has the fabled blood fiend, then. I doubt that'll do the job. Blood fiends would indeed be quite the esoteric knowledge, but to the judges of this contest, I doubt they're anything more than lukewarm trivia. Well, Wong kid must be pretty desperate, huh? He's either lazy as balls or that boy ain't right in the upstairs. It appears that the knowledge of blood fiends is oddly common amongst this ilk. Indeed, blood fiends are present in every nest. 'Tis little surprise that those privy to arcane knowledge of art well aware of their existence. After a brief moment that lasted less than a minute, Wang Ren and his faction emerged from behind the curtain and descended from the platform. Wang Ren, candidate of the family hierarch evaluations, stand upon the podium and await your judgment. Then they ascended the round podium behind the platform as ordered, thus announcing Wang Ren's results for round 1 of the family hierarch evaluations. Elimination. No. Listen, all they need is blood. As long as you supply them with enough blood, they will be eternal and everlasting. Venerable Jammu, please. Nay, what awaits them is no eternity at all. Verily, I know not the shape of this true immortality the evaluation seeketh to obtain, yet the longevity of a blood fiend shackled by blood and endless suffering is unlikely to be one. But those damned hunters told me they still retain all of their memories. To become a blood fiend is to surrender all the desires and emotions that exist within thy being for a single hunger for blood, and only blood. Perhaps that is an acceptable condition for those who expect nothing but fathomless torment for the rest of their lives. Yet for those with much to lose, with much in life they cling on to, as those present seem to. The fate of a blood fiend is no freedom from aging and death. 'Tis but a sanguine shackle to enslave their minds. A member of the Baoyu's faction has given an excellent reply. No further elaboration is necessary. Wait, Don Quixote just spitting? And you have failed to bring us a high kindred, yet alone a blood fiend at all. This creature is but a miserable blood bag. I cannot even well commend you for your efforts. Here, Ren of the Wang family. They have spoken and mercifully given you the full explanation of your mistake, a privilege that failed candidates do not deserve. Let this be the final blessing of your life. Oh, and he's dead. The podium suddenly opens under their feet, casting Wang Ren and the blood bag to its depths with a blood-curdling screech. So that's what happens when you fail to pass. That was just for dramatic effect, right? That's gotta be like a side path leading back to upstairs, right? Of course not. Can't you smell the stench of festering pain rising like heat from the depths? Ryoshu spitting? As always? Haha, Ryoshu, you've been honing your sense of humor, huh? These are some pretty nasty jokes, though. Where does that hole lead? Judging by the time between the drop and the sound of the fall, I presume it goes quite far down. It probably leads to a place with lots of old family secrets. Oh, Not treasures, of course, but trying to figure that out might get you a visit from the Hay Show, probably. They went all out with the theatrics, huh? Yeah, and we could be the ones screaming and falling down the hole later. Next candidate was summoned before we were even able to shake off the initial shock. Second candidate hails from Shui family. We sat through a few more names and subsequent failures. We couldn't hear exactly what they were talking about behind the curtains, and unlike the very loud and obvious blood bag, the answers other candidates brought were less obvious, so all we had to go on were the shoutouts of their desperate attempts to explain things before the judges. Another one. Wait, Ryoshu is so bored that she actually explained the acronym. The longer we watched the death toll rise, the less shocking they became. Are they planning to fail everyone? 8th candidate, Baochai of the Shui family. Oh my, look, we know her. It was technically our competition, but it seemed that she had managed to give the sinners quite the positive impression with yesterday's brief encounter. Some of them were even cheering her on. Come on, she's obviously evil. She's not us. Remember Ahab? She seemed nice the first moment we met her. We couldn't see exactly what it was that Shui Baochai brought, but she was also holding something as she entered past the curtains. Baochai of the Shui family. After her brief meeting with the judges, which, going by the shadows cast on the curtains, appeared to have gone better than we expected, she emerged. And as soon as she did, Baochai immediately turned in our direction, at Hanlu, to be exact. Wow, Bao Yu, you were watching me? And began excitedly waving her hand. She passes. Podium beneath her remained shut. Passing connection it may have been, yet I ill wish to see a familiar face be claimed by the abyss. Thus, I am glad. 17th candidate, Jia Shichun of the Jia family. It's Shichun's turn. She slowly ascended the platform, unaccompanied. She held in her hands a tightly sealed gourd bottle. Oh, did she actually find it? Looks like she found it. Oh, what? No, so she's immortal now. What? That's crazy. She found the water from the river we saw in Don Quixote's memories back then? Impossible. She reached Leyte? The possibility that she actually reached there in person is infinitely minuscule. There is an infinitesimal statistical probability that she could have reached that river, yet not even Faust can conceive how someone of their capabilities could reach the fountainhead of one of the deepest fathoms. This becomes even more impossible when considering the relatively short passage of time since then and now. Yeah, Otis knows about Leyte because she's really strong. Right? Who knows about Leyte? It's Don Quixote and Otis, the two most powerful people in the party. Makes sense. A more likely explanation might be that she obtained the waters by collecting its due, or a portion of what has seeped out. Alas, that river's water serveth only to put slumbers one's memories. Pray, doth it truly hold the link to the immortality they seek? Yes, it is likely closely connected to the immortality of the mind they pursue. As there are but an extremely small number of people privy to the knowledge of the rivers, if the contents of that bottle are genuine, Faust expects her to pass. Shichun of the Jia family passes. You have brought before us a priceless treasure. You may have taken unparalleled efforts to obtain this, given the meager size of your clan. Thank you, big sister Yuan Chun. As Faust expected, all three judges appeared quite satisfied by what Jia Shichun brought before them. Oh, and they're gonna, like, explode Honglu's head and then bring him back? No! I just read the title of this fucking thing. And what's her name is gonna show up. Oh, hi, N-Corp. They're here as well. Next, 18th candidate. Bloody hell, just how many people are there in this household? You might wanna? Uh-oh. Juan of the Jia family. Our first meeting with that man was... Hi, Gubo! Was less than amicable. and I had a strong feeling that another one wasn't going to do anything to improve that. Ja Huan walked up to the platform. He's got drip now, though. They're wearing ego gear. That's Der Flugschütze, and oh, and this is the Rail 3 abnormality. Yeah. We all fell silent, hearing a familiar name. Bastard. I could feel that some sinners were growing tense, some of them even gritting their teeth. And the other man, closely following Ja Huan, holding what looked like the egg of an abnormality, was also a familiar face. I had seen him many times in Yisang's memories. Dante, are you seeing what they're wearing? Ego gears. It can be speculated that they have either developed their own method of extraction or have scavenged them from Lobotomy Corp. Gubo carries what appears to be an egg of an abnormality. Are they planning to just offer them an abnormality egg? How is that an answer to anything? Well, there is room for interpretation. Some may present a reasonably argued interpretation that abnormalities are entities that neighbor immortality. So the linchpin of their success hinges on which abnormality's eggs that ends up being. If it's Big Brother Ja Huan, I know. He's never going to risk his life for something he thinks will fail. Huan of the Ja family passes the first evaluation. Contrary to most of our wishes, Ja Huan managed to pass the first round as well. Many more candidates came and went. One of them carried a massive, mysterious coffin. One of them brought a thick book, and one of them presented a cage so tiny we couldn't see what was within. Some of them managed to pass, while some of them were sent screaming into the mysterious abyss. We waited and watched as the candidates come and go from people from N-Corp. Their turn complete approached us. Yet early it is for twilight to arrive. Thus early too is the meeting of ours. Oh, holy fuck. Yisang is like, fuck off. As if to prove his own words back at LCE, that he's come to accept certain things as they are, Yisang coolly regarded his old friend, who is now working for N-Corp. He must find this small and barren respite of yours quite enjoyable. I have not seen you just as you do now since the League fell. For what do you now approach me? The rift is too great betwixt us to chatter on with any affection to speak of. Do not mistake my intent, for it wasn't I who desired to approach you. My teammate simply wished to have a look at his brother's face, and I thought I might as well see how you are faring. Looks like everyone's coming. Also, Der Flugschütze, good abnormality to take a gear from, honestly. They're a great one. Looks like everyone's coming back to Dagwan Yuan now that the family hierarch war has started. Brother, this is our first meeting since then, right? Huh. If it isn't the doltish fool who has eyes but knows not how to see. I know you well enough. You'd normally turn purple with aversion upon hearing even a brief mention of the word hierarch. So why are you here? Yeah. Who are you and your stinking entourage working for this time? Is that Shui girl, blinded by your looks to the revolting rot within? Or is it Chichun, who still defends you in your meaningless, faux, profound spiel, deluded in her belief that you're still the same boy from her childhood? Why didn't you save him? No. Let me ask a different question. Why did you save her, and only her, Jia Baoyu? Brother, humans die. It's what they're born to do. Holy fuck. Honglu, shut the hell up. You're making things worse. The next candidate will be judged soon. Candidates must return to their seats. You're a servant. You're barely even a living thing. Let us return. This discourse will not bear any fruit. What's this? A reunion party? That sure sour things. Those shameless bastards. It's obvious they're here to nick our things again. Maybe, but something about them feels different today. Whichever is the case, the safer option would be to place higher than them. Another one falls. His family has to be watching this, right? I wonder if they'll be okay. So my guess is that we'll beat N-Corp this time, but the other guy will win Hierarch, or Juan wins Hierarch and the other guy we met earlier loses to us, which I don't see happening. Sinclair mutters, watching another candidate fall down the trapdoor. Can't imagine how anyone would be okay watching their own fall like that. Sinclair, the people sitting behind us. They're his parents, the guy who just fell. Raise that failure as our own son? What a pathetic disappointment. Don't worry, I have faith in our third child. I mean, it's not like we expected anything from this one, right? Now I see what it means, to dedicate your whole life to becoming the family hierarch. Many people desperately vie for the seat of family hierarch. Of course, some of them, like his parents, hope to have their friend or close blood relative become the family hierarch instead.
직접 가주가 되지 않더라도 밀접한 이가 가주에 오르는 곳으로 평생의 입신양명과
So they seek to seize a lifetime's worth of riches, power, and recognition by planting someone they can control in the family hierarch seat without becoming one themselves.
그렇게 만든 건
That kind's got a low shelf life.
이런 뜻하지 않은
Looks like I finally got to know how my long-lost siblings are doing thanks to this unforeseen opportunity. 27th candidate, Pan of the Shui family. This is a named character. Oh, holy shit. Shui Pan? Have we heard that name before? Also, that looks like a red sheet ego gear.
아, 보차 누나의 오라버니 되시는 분이에요.
Ah, he's Big Sis Baochai's older brother. Shui Pan walked up to the platform. No, it's not a red sheet ego gear. He's just like that. Walked up to the platform, holding what appeared to be a large jar with multiple talismans plastered over it. Hey, is it just me, or does that guy look like he's totally up to something?
여기 안 그런 사람이
Let's be honest, who here doesn't? Yeah, but that sod's different. Instead of ascending to the platform and into the curtains, he walked up to the podium. Mate, looks to me he's completely lost the plot. Candidate Jupan, will you ascend to the platform and enter the curtain threshold? Where's the fun in walking down the straightforward road? It's only right that something so precious and entertaining should be shared with everyone, wouldn't you agree? He places the jar on the ground, and from within, a desiccated hand emerges. Pathetic sorceress trickery. Ryushu muttered with a palpable distaste. Why is he... The heck is that? Corpses, their desiccated flesh covered in a light, sparse layer of old papers, crawled out of the jar and began to shamble. They're neither distortions or abnormalities. Their behavior reminds me of blood bags or sub-entities enslaved by abnormalities. Any semblance of consciousness has been stripped from them. They'll attack indiscriminately. But it seems that they're just as intent on maiming and killing whoever they can get their claws on. Executive Manager, we must prepare for battle. Your orders. Jar monsters set up upon the audience, stuffing the struggling, still breathing victims to their jars. Why aren't the organizers doing anything? Is this an event hosted by a wing, isn't it? Because there isn't a rule in the family hierarch war that prohibits bringing harm to other people. They're just gonna sit back and twiddle their thumbs because no one specifically told them not to step in? Oh, what the hell? What do we do now? Should we step in?
살아남은 다음에
We should probably survive and ensure our safe participation in the family hierarch war. What the hell are these? Get away from me. If your immortality reason worked, you wouldn't be scared. As the monsters began to swarm in, some candidates scattered and ran away, while some stood their ground and fought back. Those who did neither were the ones getting slaughtered. I was simultaneously reminded of Sod and the confident smile she flashed at me as she reassured us that we should be able to pass the first round with little to no trouble. Looks as like we have no choice but to take them down.
뭐야?
Okay. Nailed jar monster. There's been more and more just fucking monsters showing up over time. It's messed up.
공격 범위 확인. 헛. 효율적으로.
또 3번 수감자가 헛짓이라도 했나 보군.
Oh, they do poison! This is the first poison that's happened since chapter 3! No way. Poison's so back. Yeah. I mean, the clam was after chapter 3, though, right? Or it was before chapter 3, right? So it was already in the game.
대가리 딱 떼도
Oh, Ishmael Kanto. Okay. I mean, that's still a really long time ago.
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않아.
Oh, wait. Hong Lu is going to attack randomly.
방 조치했습니다.
으타! 더 먹어 치워라.
전투 감각 하나만큼 수감자가 되어 훌륭한.
실력 최대치.
이제
어?
그
조금 좀
도통
똑똑했다.
알아들 수 없는
여기서 싸우고 눈에 바로 적을 다 밀어버리는 놈이 있었지.
Well,
넌 왜 갑자기 이상한 걸 달고 온 거지? 그런 건 미리미리 털어내고 다니라니까.
충전 기능 점검. 단순의 정리.
yeah. The jar monsters aren't very kind.
기적해 찾아졌지 않아.
조용히.
They also like to explode. Well, that's not very kind of them, is it? I could get greedy
잊으셨나요?
and gamble on the order of but
전투에
I don't think I should.
지금이다. 대골바가지 거미 대가리.
Dead.
그래, 딱 반쯤 죽여버려. 13조 2항에 맞추려면 그게 제격이야. 휘만 있으면 비켜!
Damn, Hong Lu, you really spitting.
효율적으로. 효율적으로.
I mean, I think we got this battle handled. We are taking some chip damage, but with how much, like, bleed was getting thrown around last chapter, I'm sure that we'll be fine. I did get fluid sac, but I don't think I need it for right now, at least.
공간을 뭉갠다.
본인이 방금 뭘 본 것인가? 엄청나게 강한 일격을.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, for some reason, Fluid Sac is just like the best ego in the game. They just made it for fun.
그렇게 했으니
Oh, okay.
이만한
Well, they just staggered Hong. Oh, well, he's dead. Oh, he's not dead. Honglu lives.
고작 이 정도로 쓰러지는 녀석은 없겠지.
They
중지를
just said Honglu dies tonight.
충전기능 점검. 단숨에 정리.
No, it's fine because this is the last wave.
기좋게 차려졌지 않나. 내 죄는 내가 알아서 처리.
Okay.
줄었네요.
씹는 맛이
Exactly killed. Heathcliff did it exactly, down to the exact damage number. Okay. That wasn't that hard.
착각하지
Surely
마.
there won't be any more of these.
거.
Alright.
내 놈들
So the
덕분에
last
내가
one was called
강해진 게 아니야.
N-Corp, and then the N-Corp
내가
people
강하지.
showed up.
내 놈들을
This
휘두르는
one's called the Thumb. And I have a little bit of a guess as who's about to show up. And look, we have exactly enough enkephalin to do one last level. So it seems I'm gonna have to finish it up on Tuesday, but I'm sure that's fine.
자, 동료들이여. 자세를 갖추고
Oh,
저들을
is there gonna
맞이하세.
be dialogue
우리를 가로막는
mid-battle?
저 시련을 해치우고 끝나지 않는 모험을 향하여.
Probably. Have you not finished the Kanto yet?
전투에 임하겠습니다.
또 3번 수감자가 헛짓이라도 했나 보군.
Alright, and then we give charge.
공격 범위 확인.
And this should stagger if we get good rolls.
충격 최대치.
예사롭지가 않은데? 아주
당신은
작살을 내놨어.
Right. So learning how combat was done in Ruina really is illuminating into how it's handled in Limbus. Where it's like, yeah, you used to clash individual coins in quotes. They were dice, but you know. Oh, holy fuck. Yeah, just kill those jars, Don.
공간을 뭉갠다.
원더풀한 선택이었어 나리. 저들의 약점이 뻔히 보이는 게로군. 전투에 임하겠습니다.
No, we lost the first coin of Skullbuster.
으타! 더 먹어 치워라.
Okay, that's probably fine. Oh, it exploded itself for 6 damage? Or did Otis just die?
날 뛰어보라고.
No, Otis is still alive. I don't know what they blew themselves up for then.
그대들의 수심을 최대한 위로해 보겠네. 왜 더욱 인상을 찌푸리는 건가?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Oh wait, no, let's fluid sack. here so we can use it for the clash. It's just I've just got it, so I'm not used to having it. So this guy hopefully dies. Okay, good enough. Not a head's hit, but it's fine. I mean, I probably didn't need to fluid sack here at all. The battle is going in my favor. Like, it's just, it might get a little sketchy, which is where the fun is. Oh, we can activate Gregor's passive.
그 뭐냐 거의 칼로 물베기 아니야? 아니 베어지지 않는 정도는 아니긴 한데 그래 뭐
I think break through 4 unbreakable coins. Oh. Thank you, Honglu. What remained inside of the hall after the battle was devastating. Many of in the audience seats had fled, as the seats that were once bringing with people were only half filled. And the candidate zone down there was littered with bodies of candidates who were mauled to death. Meanwhile, the jar monsters, having eaten their fill, had already crawled back into the jar. I looked around and saw some candidates still holding tightly onto the treasures they each had brought to the contest, even as they drew their last breaths. In the midst of all this destruction stood the cause of this chaos, watching the slaughter play out with assured confidence. How will you attain freedom from aging? How will you argue freedom from death with minds so dull and bodies so frail? So he's actually just like, all of your gifts suck. I have nothing else. What say you, judges? I present before you not only the clue to immortality, but also a treasure that brings ruin to those who would dare deceive you. Here is my answer to the perennial question. So you have brought us the clay of the jar. It can be said that those who failed to survive this do not qualify as family hierarch candidates, yes? Fan of the Shui family passes. He gets to pass when he almost got everyone in here killed? All that matters is that what he has brought meets their standards. Looks like he managed to get 2 birds with 1 stone. He eliminated the distracting rabble from the competition. If we ever run into that bastard in Rand 2, you better let me take more than a few swings at him. 28 candidate, Shi Dajin from the Shi family. But no one walked up to the platform. As he has failed to appear, he is eliminated by default. Jia Zhang called a few more names thereafter, but 29th candidate, 30th candidate. The number of candidates has clearly been culled, but none appeared. Disappointingly, MB. My bad? Yeah, all the mediocre bunch got wiped out from that attack. Thank you, Sinclair. I love how Sinclair, like, you would think at this point I would start to understand, like, what the acronyms stand for. But no, every time Sinclair says, it's helpful. And the leftovers are exhausted. Ryoshu looked around as though she was doing some sort of critique. Huh? That lug. That motherfucker. Well, I'll be, I thought you'd gone and vanished into the earth. What the hell are you doing crawling around out here? Girl, I saw you giving me the evil eye. At least had the decency to say hi, eh? Ryoshu, that guy's talking to you, right? A very rare display of raw emotion. I realized that she was anxious and furious. Oh, do you know him? What an absolute unit! Yeah, I assume she hates all the fingers, but the thumb technically isn't a finger. Bloke's gotta be at least 2 meters tall. Do not look at that man, Dante, and everyone avert your eyes as well. It is strongly recommended that we do not say a word to him. What? Faust is like, just ignore him, he sucks. Yeah, but my thumb is not one of my fingers. It's technically a thumb. That's right, you shrimps. First gotta rack them teensy brains of yours. Gotta think real hard about whether you come close to my rank before running your mouths, you hear? That shithead Lei Heng, he's a finger. The thumb is a syndicate with the strictest adherence to rigid hierarchical structure even among the fingers. And his placement in the hierarchy is the highest even among their capos. His rank is immediately beneath the position of Sota Capo, or underboss. A small mistake would drag us into a battle we do not want to fight. Please order everyone to not say a word, Dante. I don't know what's going on, but I get it. You're saying that we're this close to having another Ricardo hunting us down, right? Ricardo, but worse. Let's avoid that. Do as Faust asks, everyone. Lei Heng began stopping his way through the crowd toward us, casually but forcefully shoving anyone in his way to the sides. His gait was blasé and brutish, but I noticed that his eyes were fixed intently on Ryoshu. It seemed that among the crowd were some people in higher positions as well. But even they either averted their eyes or voluntarily got out of his way. Also, I think he has a gun sword. Yeah, you can see the trigger right there. He marched confidently through the frozen crowd as though he was familiar with this kind of reception until a cry rang out from the crowd. So the 3 most powerful sinners, Don Quixote is like a monster, like non-human, right? Otis worked with the wings, and Ryoshu worked with the most powerful syndicates, the fingers. You there, you big brute! How dare you block young master Nangong Shanhei's view? I'll have you know that you stand before the retinue of the Nangong family, the house that shall soon be one of the 4 houses. Instead of a reply, we heard a blast of gunpowder, then saw the right arm of the man who spoke out catapult into the air. The scream muffled as Lei Heng forcibly shoved his giant hand down the man's throat. Then, with the sound of wet meat being pulled apart, he ripped the entire length of the man's tongue out through the mouth. Holy fuck! Young Master Nangong Janhe, aren't ya? You owe me an arm now. Mighty sorry, but you should have kept a tighter leash on your boy's jaw. The young master of some prestigious house presented his right hand. Though it was clear that he was utterly terrified, Lei Heng proceeded to grab his hand and break it off his forearm like snapping a twig. I went easy on you, boy. Seeing a friendly face put me in a good mood. Anywho, I don't reckon you missed the spider's house, and can't imagine why anyone would. Give me the heebie-jeebies, too, whenever I gotta swing by. We got some catching up to do later. I'll teach you how to hold your sword real good like back when. Weren't mine the best out of them all? I thought I taught you how to make every cut real fucking delicious. Ryoshu, now is not yet the time. Oh, so we get to kill him next chapter. And Ryoshu pulls out her sword and just says, all right, I get to kill this guy. Awesome. And then she clashes for 100. Faust whispered to Ryoshu in a low voice without raising her head. Shut up for a damn second. Faust trusts that you still remember the promise you made prior to your employment. Get that stick out of your behind, kiddo. I ain't here to pick you up. I sure as hell ain't trying to teach you a lesson back either, like back when. No, I mean, I'm joking, of course. No, I mean, he's definitely stronger than Ricardo, right? Ricardo wasn't even on the question mark health range. We almost, like, beat him. Right, we almost beat Ricardo in a fight. This guy's way stronger than Ricardo. Your baby's still at that house, ain't that right? Oh! 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 Spider House. No wonder she does red eyes. The mom allegations are true. That's crazy. Ryoshu was grabbing at the hilt of her sword like she was about to unsheath it. The same sword she refused to unsheath for the duration of our entire journey. Huh, am I wrong about that? Just what in tarnation happened then? I ain't exactly nose deep in them fellers' business, you gotta understand. Guess something sure as hell went down though, didn't it? Ha! Now ain't that something? So you really fixing to unsheath your blade? Miss Ryoshu. In quiet but coldly stern voice, Faust called Ryoshu's name. We're getting a phone call. Ah, dang it. When the gosh dang. My bad, y'all. I really gotta take this. It's the underboss calling. You all gotta understand. Alright, Dad. I'll meet y'all later. We can talk about your daddies and shoot some other shit then. See you around. Yoshihide. The strange man turns around and stomps his way through the crowd again, his booming voice reverberating across the entire hall as he loudly and boisterously answers the call. Ooh, the characters from the book. Don't tell me what he's done. But Ryoshu is another way to pronounce... Oh, it's another way to... It's another way to pronounce the kanji of Ryoshu. The strange man turns around and stomps his way through the crowd again. Yeah. He's got to be here for the family hierarch war, right? No, I think he's just fucking around. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. The outcome of the family hierarch evaluation determines the immediate foreseeable future of H-Corp, which brings parties of varying, possibly clashing interests here. Hey, Heathcliff, notice you didn't rush ahead this time. I was worried it was going to be like the time with the middle. I know a thing or two about the thumb back from my syndicate days. What about what happened with the middle? Like I said, I had no bloody idea who those things belonged to, besides that sod. I like how Ishmael actually is like, hey Heathcliff, I very much appreciate the fact that you didn't get us all killed. And Heathcliff is like, I am going to give a very reasonable explanation about why I have not changed. Is more powerful and violent than Ricardo, an individual we had encountered in the past. The thumb commands its own manner of terror and violence, unlike that of the middle. As we all sharing our impressions of Lei Heng, we found Ryoshu's frozen in place in the same position she had been in when Lei Heng walked past her, spacing out. All the way to the pinky, huh? Ryoshu muttered something to herself, as even further chaos was about to overtake the crowd and the candidates. 30-second candidate, Ja Chu. Ja Zhang called upon the next candidate. And at the mere mention of the name, the chaos that had swallowed the hall immediately settled into a hushed silence. Ja Xiu walked up to the platform, unaccompanied by his own faction, but not alone. Who are those people next to Ja Xiu? I've never met them before. Oh, then that must mean their big brother Chiyu's answers to immortality. Who could they possibly be? Neither of them appear to be particularly skilled in combat. Yeah, they're both constantly looking around, like they're nervous. They are... Faust believes they are survivors of the library. Survivors? The only ones who survived the impossible and inevitable odds and the insurmountable force of Roland! Roland, grade 1 fixer Roland! Grade 1 fixer Roland! Woo-hoo-hoo! They're the only survivors who may be able to explain that fairy force, possibly. Candidate Chiyu of the Ja family. Ja Xiu didn't spend much time behind the curtains. He walked out soon after, his steely expression unchanged from when he entered it. The testimony rings true. They are both survivors of the place that soared beyond a star of the city before it vanished. It is a shame that we were unable to procure ourselves an invitation then. He passes. Yeah. Anxiety's gotta be a foreign concept to that guy. Then that covers all the candidates, it seems. With the first round complete, to all 4 families who have graced this hall.
잠깐만요.
Excuse me! Unlike Josh Yu, whose appearance plunged the hall into utter stillness, only the sudden interjection roused the room to a roaring chaos of confusion once again. Bao Yu, what?
아직 마지막
I think you
참가자가
might have
남은 것
missed a
같아서요.
candidate.
그게 무슨
What do you mean? I believe we have covered every candidate present in the list.
제가 남았거든요.
You missed me!
다시 가문의
Jia Bao
보호를
Yu of the Jia family will partake in the
아주
family
신사에
hierarch
참가합니다.
evaluations. Oh ho ho.
임무를
I think this next one seems very spicy, so I would have to open a box. So I think I'll leave it to next week. Also, I'm getting a little bit tired. Next one's not a fight. I'm getting a little bit tired, and also next one seems spicy. I want to save it till next week so we can start off with a high point. But I am feeling like, yeah. But it's like Tuesday. It's like 4 days from now. You don't even have to wait a whole week. Huh? How about that? So stick around a little bit while I double check. Okay. Good night, everyone. Good night.